If you've watched this channel for a while, you've probably seen this brand because I've been a huge fan of their sleek, practical products for a long time. This is the brand new Trackable Wallet Stand from Moft, and this little thing has a ton of valuable features. The wallet stand is super slim and light, with a depth of just 6 millimeters and a weight of only 62 grams. And it looks really sharp too, coming in terracotta, misty cove, jet black, and blackberry colorways, all made with vegan leather. You just attach it to your phone via MagSafe connection and you're good to go. Unfold it and the first thing you'll see is a spot for 2 cards on the top. When open, you can use it as a grip when your phone is in hand, or if you want to put your phone down for a FaceTime call or hands-free viewing, it will easily stand in portrait, landscape, or floating mode. But my favorite thing about this wallet stand has to be its tracking feature that's powered by Apple's Find My network. If you lose it, just click on the Find My app to easily locate your wallet stand. If you misplace it close by, or if your toddler decides to hide it in the couch, the wallet stand features a 70 decibel audio alert, so you can easily hear it to find it. The wallet stand is also MagSafe charge ready, making it really easy to power up, which honestly you'll barely ever have to do because this thing has a battery life of 6 months. Thanks to Moft for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check out the Trackable Wallet Stand by using the link in the description. Also, be sure to use the code OTL10 for 10% off your order. Intrigued by the world of extreme minimalist travel, but not quite ready to downsize to just a sling bag for weekend trips? Well, this satchel might be the perfect bag for you. This is the 11-liter flight satchel from Alpaka. It's made with Alpaka's brand new in-house Ultradyne fabric, which is similar to technical fabrics like X-Pack or Ultra. The bag also features AquaGuard YKK zippers, a sleeve for a 13-inch laptop, and external water bottle pockets. Now, this type of packing is not going to be for everyone, but if you're really looking to simplify your travel, then let's check out the features of this satchel while packing it up for a weekend trip. You might be able to hear, this is the new Ultradyne version of the 11-liter flight satchel from Alpaka. And this brand new version comes in this beautiful Ultradyne material, which may or may not sound super crunchy and loud when you're wearing it. So if that's a deal breaker for you, you will not like this bag. But for all of my technical fabric freaks out there, you're going to love this thing because this is going to perform the same way as an X-Pack or an Ultra material, but it is made in-house by Alpaka. So very cool what they're doing with their fabrics, creating their own fabrics in-house is, yeah, super neat. So that's what we have here with this bag. And they are kind of releasing all of their bags in this material slowly. Every week they're kind of coming out with more and more bags in this material. So if you have a bag that you love from Alpaka and you want it in the Ultradyne, just be on the lookout because I'm sure it'll be out soon. Okay, so for this bag, it is a pretty simple 11-liter satchel. You're gonna have 2 water bottle pockets, one on this side, it's just like an open pocket. On the other side, you're gonna have this little zipper that zips down, and that creates a little more space for your pocket there. But yeah, you can put a water bottle in here, as we'll see when we pack this thing out. Let's, for now, zip that up, and let's look at some of the other pockets. In the front, you have this open pocket with the nice orange interior. On this side, you're gonna have your key leash, you have a little divider, and then an open pocket on that side. On the back, you're gonna have a zipper pocket back here too, and that's gonna be right up against your body, so a great place for like a passport. And then back here, you have a luggage pass-through. Before we get to that main pocket, let's also look at this strap. Very nicely padded strap here. So super, super comfortable to wear, even when we're all packed out with like electronics and a computer and all of that. And then this just, you can press that in, that attaches, and yeah, Very, very simple, very easy, but actually for now, let's just go ahead and detach this while we pack it out. Might be a little bit easier to do that, and then we can add it on later. Put that to the side there. And let's look at this main pocket here. In here, you have an area for a laptop. So you have like a full padded sleeve back there for a laptop. And then in the front, you have a big zipper pocket in here. And then lastly, you have an internal water bottle pocket in here as well. So 3 water bottle pockets on this thing if you want to stay super hydrated all the time and just feel like carrying water. This could be the bag for you. All right, let's go ahead and pack this thing out little by little to see everything that we can fit inside of here for a weekend trip. And let's go ahead and start with this back pocket actually here. And back here, like I said, great place for a passport. Right here I have a passport wallet from Pioneer. But yeah, great place to put your passport. So let's go ahead and slide that in that back area. Just keep it back there. Super easy to have that accessible, especially when going through security and when you need it. Okay, in the front here, switch to this pocket, open that up. On the right side, the non-key leash side, let's go ahead and put in our field notes. As you know, I'm always carrying field notes with me on trips, and this is no exception. So let's go ahead, slide that in there. That fits in there perfectly. Pretty much the size of a field note notebook on its side. So good spot for that. Next, on top of that, let's go ahead and put my phone. As you can see, I have this awesome trackable wallet stand from Moft that I have been using all the time. So let's slide that in there. And that looks like we're pretty packed out on that side. On the other side, we'll add our keys. And I really like the key leash system that Alpaka has. It's super easy to kind of just put on, slide on and off. Yeah, really easy system. So the keys go in there on that side, and then we have a little space next to that. So let's go ahead and bring a little 110 film camera. Just really easy to throw in here, kind of like a toy camera almost. 110 I really like. The quality is very nostalgic, very grainy, very almost blurry sometimes. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get with it. Shoot on sunny days. That's my advice for the 110 film. Over here on the side, actually we'll wait till the end. We'll pack that out last. We will put a water bottle in here though for this trip. All right, so moving to the main pocket in here, let's go ahead and put our laptop in the laptop sleeve first. So moving some things around, let's see, we have our 13-inch laptop here. And that is going to fit in very snugly. That's going to be the biggest laptop you can fit in here. As you can see, barely slides in, but does fit nicely once you get it inside there. Other than that, in this main compartment, let's go ahead and pack our chargers next. So we have our phone charger as well as our laptop charger. And we can put that opposite in that big pocket in here. So opposite of the bag, you have this big open pocket. Let's go ahead and slide these chargers in here just loosely. And yeah, it fits those pretty nicely. Cool. So zip that up. Now we just have this big open space in the bag to kind of pack everything else that we'll need on this trip. And let's go ahead and first put our clothes in here. Again, like most weeks on this channel, I am using the Fyro packing cube, which has just been great. I really, really like this thing. 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of boxer briefs, 2 t-shirts, 1 extra pair of pants. So there you go. A nice little pack out for a weekend trip where you really don't need much more than that. Also, obviously wearing what I'm wearing on the plane too, or in the car or on the train, depending on what I'm taking for this trip. But yeah, more than enough clothes for a little weekend trip. And if you want to pack like a jacket or something, just wear that along with you. Easier to wear along than try and pack in a bag. All right, so let's slide that in here. Cool. So as you can see, we're starting to fill things up in here. Next, since we do have that space there, let's go ahead and put our toiletries. We're using this small little toiletries bag. It's actually a pen case from Field Notes and Bellroy, a collaboration that they did. But this fits everything very nicely for a short weekend trip. Just use the mini size toiletries and you should be fine. We're gonna zip this thing up. We're gonna slide that right in there. There you go. But we do have a little bit more space left, so, because we're already bringing along a lot of electronics, let's go ahead with another bigger one. This is our Switch Lite. We'll just bring this along. We got some games, we got the Switch Lite. Why not? We got the space in the bag, so let's go ahead and bring the Switch Lite along too. So there you go, all packed out in there, but things are looking good. Definitely snug, but yeah, zips up just fine. So lastly, let's unzip this little side pocket here. It also has this little like bungee, which is nice to keep your water bottle in the bag. So I just have this one, this little like hot cold one from Sip. Put that in here, put that little bungee on the top and tighten that thing up so it's not moving around while we're carrying it. Also, this is a pretty tiny pocket. You're not gonna be able to bring like a huge Nalgene or anything. I'm saying 16 ounces is probably gonna be your biggest bottle for the sides here. But yeah, we are all packed out, ready to go for our weekend trip. So lastly, let's just talk a little bit about this week's playlist. And the theme this week is dance punk. So we're gonna start things off with the Philadelphia band Need New Body. And they were around for a very short time, late 90s to the mid 2000s. They put out 3 fantastic records. They're kind of more in the avant-garde art rock kind of genre, but they definitely blend some dance punk into their songs. The albums are super weird, and then you'll hit a track that sounds super poppy and dancey out of nowhere. Really cool band that doesn't sound like anyone else. A number of the members actually went on to perform in the band Man Man, which is really cool. Lots of great nostalgic memories for me. I went to school in Philadelphia at Temple University. 2005 was my first year there. Right kind of when this band was ending and the members were transitioning into playing with Man Man, but got to see Man Man all the time at different like warehouses throughout the city, and their performances were always like just super inspiring. It was really cool to be within like the Philadelphia music scene of that time. There were so many different good bands playing, from Man Man to Ramona Cordova. Kurt Vile was just kind of getting big at that time. Yeah, it was really cool, that kind of time period in Philadelphia music. So next on our list, we have the song Echoes from the group The Rapture. And The Rapture was, or is still, been around for a very long time, but kind of one of the most important bands within this dance punk genre. They started out on DFA Records, which is the same label that has LCD Sound System, Hot Chip, a lot of these really kind of influential bands of the time that are still around today and playing and making great music. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of these bands back in that kind of mid-2000s era when I was living in Philadelphia. I remember going to an LCD Sound System show that was free at the Theater of Living Arts that was sponsored by MySpace. So yes, quite the time capsule of that era of indie sleaze. But yeah, Rapture, such a good dance punk band, and yeah, highly suggest them. Next on our list, we have the track Wonderful People from the DC group Q and Not You. Also one of my just like all-time favorite bands. They had 3 albums only around for a short period of time as well, but every album they have is an absolute classic. I got to see them perform at the First Unitarian Church on their last tour ever, which was also my first week of college. So yes, highly influential band for me as well. They do such a great job of blending like simple dance punk pop tracks with like very powerful political messages. Great Discord DC dance punk band. Next, we have the song Let the Poison Spill from the band The Faint. And The Faint was part of the Omaha, Nebraska scene around the record label Saddle Creek. So this was a big band for me in high school. This song came out in 2001. But around that time, I was really into the Saddle Creek label, and they're kind of like three pillars. They had The Faint, they had Bright Eyes, and they had Cursive, and then a bunch of other bands, you know, within that scene too. But they all kind of would pop up on each other's records. They were all friends. They'd all tour together. But yeah, also like a very inspiring kind of music scene and collective. But The Faint, they were straight up dance punk, kind of 80s synth music. Yeah, if this stuff came out like 10, 15 years before, in the 80s, it would have been like huge hits. But yeah, The Faint are awesome. Still putting out really good music to this day too. And then last on our list is the track Atlantis to Inner Zone by the Klaxons, which is a British band. This track came out in 2007, also when I was in college, but I remember hearing this one all the time at like all the dance parties. In Philly, there was also like a big like indie dance scene. So we had Making Time, which was like a very big dance party. Dave P put that on, and there was also a really fun one on Sunday nights at the Khyber called Kill Your Liver Night. So yeah, my fake ID was getting a lot of use back in this time frame. But yeah, Kill Your Liver Night was super fun at the Khyber. They would have all you could drink PBR and Sparks for $10. And if you don't remember Sparks, it is an alcoholic energy drink that was banned. So fun times back then. But yeah, with that, hopefully you enjoy this week's playlist. Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.